So there's an alternate method to the expansion of Miner's method used to evaluate a 3 by 3 determinant. Now I want you to keep in mind that if you do use this method, you can only use it for a 3 by 3 matrix. In other words, this is not going to work for any other kind of matrix. So let's say I give you this determinant to find where the first column is -2, -3, sorry, 2, 3, 1. The second column is -2, -1, 0. And then the third column is 1, 4, 1. The first step in doing this method is to rewrite the first two columns onto the right side. So you get 2, 3, 1, and then -2, -1, 0. You write them again. Now the second step is to draw arrows. So you want to draw arrows going down the full diagonals. So you'd have 3 arrows, right? Because these terms on the outside aren't full diagonals. And then the next, after you draw the arrows going down, you should draw 3 more arrows going up, right? And now what we do with these arrows is that you should multiply you should get the product of each of the values that the arrows touch. So let's do the yellow arrows first. The first yellow arrow touches 2, -1, and 1. So we want to multiply those together. So 2, -1, and 1. And then we want to do -2, 4, 1. -2 times 4 times 1. And then 1 times 3 times 0. And we want to add all of these together. Now for the blue arrows, we want to do the same thing. So we want to get 1 times -1 times 1. And we want to add them together. So 0 plus 0 times 4 times 2 plus 1 times 3 times -2. Now finally, just like in the cross multiplication method where you cross multiply and then you subtract one from the other, you do the same thing here. So you subtract the products, the sum of the products from the yellow arrows from the blue arrows. So you want to put a subtraction sign before the where you start calculating the blue arrows to an extent. So that's actually going to be the value of the determinant. So now let's simplify. 2 times -1 is -2, plus 2 times -4, that's -8, plus 1 times 3 times 0 is going to be 0, because remember anything times 0 is 0. And then you want to subtract the whole quantity. The first term is -1. The second term again is going to be 0. And then finally the last term, 1 plus 3 plus -2, is going to give us -6. So let's simplify. This becomes -2, -8, and then subtract -1, -6. Again, simplifying further, remember the PEMDAS rule. So we want to evaluate the what's in the brackets first. So -2, -8, -7, right? And then using the distribution law, 2 negatives give a positive. So this becomes -2, -8, plus 7. And now simplifying further, this becomes -3. So -3 is the value of the determinant.